we either been under a culture trainer or we've seen a cultural trainer that's in the practice or it's in the session and just like, hey, pick it up, guys, or pick it up, ladies. We're going game speed. I need game speed out of you. And we know that that big 6'1", 6'2" kid who just grew to be that height, he's a little awkward yet. And I mean, he's still pretty awkward. He ain't going to his body yet. Or the young lady who, is 5'7", feet kind of big, and she's not that fast, not that athletic. And you can look at her face and you can see from her body that's the best that she has. But that coach and trainer is just simply stuck on this idea of you're not going fast enough. I think too often we have coaches and trainers stuck on this idea of game speed equaling fast, and game speed equals um, you have to be at this miles per hour, you know. And I feel like we have to have changed that. It's two theories that we have to think about when game speed happens. For one, you can't compare a Westbrook, a De'Aaron Fox, or a John Wall, or a Ja Morant to a Luka or a James Harden. He's kind of close, but more of a James Harden, methodical, or Paul Pierce, or Joe Johnson, or a Joker, right? These are two completely separate ideas of game speed. And my 100%, no matter how fast Luka runs and how hard he runs, Westbrook is gonna run laps around him. Paul Pierce used to be the slowest thing moving sometimes. He used to try as hard as he can, but that had nothing compared to what LeBron can do sometimes. So if we sit here and compare the game speed from speed to speed, that's like comparing a a Prius to a Lamborghini. Why are we trying to race a Prius and Lamborghini? It makes no sense. So you can't sit here and compare a Paul Pierce, Joe Johnson, Joker, Luca player speed to a Westbrook type of speed. It just doesn't make sense. Why are you doing that? Like Giannis and a Joker go right down the court. Giannis gonna go down and back twice before Luca. I mean Joker makes one. So we just have to reevaluate how we're talking about game speed because each player is built like these cars. You have some players who are Prius, some players who are Bugattis. Their engine's gonna rev up a little bit faster on this side, and this engine's gonna take a little bit longer to get to 100. I can go 0 to 60 in point whatever seconds, and I go 0 to 60 in 2 minutes. Like, what's up? Why are we comparing? Why are we racing? It's not what we're doing here. Like, that just doesn't make sense. In the other half of game speed, you have to think about how the ebbs and flow of a game. So, uh, talking about point guards, right? You're in the middle of the game. Let's say you're on defense. Other team makes a layup, taking the ball to go, right? So somebody inbounds it to you. Taking the ball, go, oh, walk it up the court, walk the court, we good. Just listen, slow down, see what they got. You walking up the court now is game speed. Once you get across half court, hey, go ahead, run it. We run the play. Run six. I don't even know what six is, but just we running six. Everybody knows what six is. Okay, six, six, six. Going around your screen, running six. You pick it up a little bit. You pick your pace a little bit, but then you might hold the defender on your back a little bit, slow down a little bit, and you hit the big man on the roll for the pocket. All that is game speed. Game speed has ebbs and flows to it. You inbound the ball, you're going slow. Then you're trying to pressure your defense, you turn up a little bit. But then you get around the screen, you slow down a little bit to make sure you're under control. And once you hit the roller's coming off hard with that screen, his speed picks up. Boom. All that was game speed. All that encompasses game speed. And so we have to really evaluate as trainers and coaches how we see game speed and what we think of game speed being as. And so once we get that better idea of what game speed really is, we can now more effectively and efficiently coach and train players. Because a lot of times as a trainer or as a coach in practice, you're saying everybody should be going fast, you're going too slow. And I think we have to even if you want your team to play fast, you still have to have a concept of the ebbs and flows of a game. Right? You're not going to go 100% the whole time. So you can't be conditioning 100% all the time and also working on skills all 100% of the time. You have to balance that out sometimes. So you have to also think about how the player is. So Luka can't be going up and down the court that much all the time. That's not his game. So you have to adjust what your idea of game speed is according to the players that you have too. And so, like Chris Paul is a perfect example in the pick and roll. He's gonna change. You're not gonna speed him. You're not gonna slow him down. Kyrie's not phased by any defender. His game speed is his game speed. Luka has that power too, to where I'm playing at my tempo, I'm playing at my pace, and what I do is what I do. I'm not phased by defense. You're not gonna speed me up and make me play your game. And matter of fact, you're gonna play at my tempo. I'm controlling the pace of this game. And so you're not gonna look at him and be like, man, he can't play basketball because he's moving so slow. Nobody's looking at Jason Tatum and be like, man, he moves so slow, man. I don't know if I want him on my team. You look crazy for saying that right now. Like what? Him? You don't want him on your team? Oh, okay, I see what we're doing here. All right, whatever. You don't know basketball. But we have to be smarter as trainers and coaches and stop pushing kids to go gain speed. You can't picture every kid to be Westbrook when they have Luka body or Luka movements and they have a Luka engine in them. And then you can expect gain speed all the time when in certain situations you need to slow down. Like fast break on a layup, you need to 1-2 a little bit, slow down a little bit, and control yourself to where you can make that layup. Decelerate a little bit. Every car, if you're turning on in that car, I guarantee you're not still smashing that gas going 100. You easing off a little bit, tapping that brakes a little bit, slow down to go 90, going 80 to whip around this corner. Once you get that straight, boom, you're going again. I tell my players all the time that when you're making your move, sometimes you're very easy to predict because I know you're going straight here and 100% at this time every time. But now the player that can juke and joint and you come off the screen one time I go 90, next time I go 20, next time I go 60. I have to really think and guess about what you're doing, where you're going, how you're moving. Are you going to do this? Are you going to do that? But a player who's consistently going off 100 every time, you're a little bit easier to guard. Not to say Westbrook is just hands down easier to guard, but mentally it's a lot easier to lock him down because off of that screen he's either going to come off 100% or he's going to come off 100%. That's all he has. That's all he's going to do. That's not Westbrook. That's my dog, but there are certain players that can't do that. Westbrook is going to go off that screen and you're not going to stay in front of him, so it doesn't matter. But then you have Luka who's going to come off 20%, they come off 60%, they come off 100% next time because he has to manipulate the game as far as his tempo and pace and stuff. And so the whole point of this is for you to realize game speed is not the same thing for every player. Some players have an engine of a Prius, some players have the engine of a Bugatti or a Lambo, whatever. So stop judging a Prius by this race car engine. Let them go what their 100% is. But then at the same time, have a little nuance to what the ebbs and flows of what game speed is. Game speed has highs, mediums, and lows. We can't focus on the highs all the time because you become easy to predict and play against. You throw in some medium and some lows to your training sessions, for your practices, for your players, to where now you're less predictable and it's harder for you to play against the coach against or whatever. So let's have a little bit more intelligent conversation, a little bit more intelligent thoughts when it comes to game speed. But I really would love to hear what you think about this. Do you think I'm right? Do you disagree? Do you feel like I need to shut up and stop talking? Do you feel like that game speed is really more of one thing? Do you feel like game speed is really be 16 more things that I didn't even talk about? It's more ebbs and flows than what I just discussed right here. But let me know what you think, man. Is game speed? I don't think it's deep about what game speed is. It's just play. Like this is the speed that you go in the game. Like driving, speed limit changes. When one street you're going 20, you go one street over, it's 45. You go on the interstate, it's 70. So the ebbs and flow, you're in the same car, but you're going different speeds. It's driving speed. Same thing with the game. Ebbs and flows of the game. You're in the highway at this point. You're in the neighborhood where the school is at this point. Pick and roll, you can't go 100. You need to go 20. You're in the neighborhood around the school because you got a lot of stuff going on around you. Now you're in a desert. Oh, let's go 100. You're on a fast break. When the fast break down in the desert, let's rip it. Let's rip and run. We're going 100 right here. So that's how I see it, man. Situations, ebbs and flows of the game speed, and also stop comparing different cars or different players' engines to other ones. So comment below, let me know what you think. I love to hear what you have to have. Subscribe to my YouTube, like this video, share with a coach that you feel like isn't understanding you, and you feel like you need them to understand you of what your game speed is and how you play. Have the conversation with your coach, have the conversation with your trainer, that they can, so that way you can help you out, help you get more beneficial training and coaching out of it, man. But that's it. Appreciate you watching, man, and have a good one.